I could see the splits, and I thought it was going to string out so much more than that. Coming down the home stretch on the first lap, I was like, why is it so bunched up? Is it slow? And I started to make my move to get up onto Dwayne's shoulder because I thought maybe we'd slow down. We came through in 49 point. It's just, this is a world championship, and everybody wanted to take advantage of the fact that the king himself wasn't here. And I took a lot of comfort from Dwayne being in that race and knowing what he was going to do, and I really keyed off of him for 700 meters.
Talk about that last 100 meters.
All day I just said, do Edmonton, do London, just be there with 100 to go. If you do that, the adrenaline will carry you through, and I did that. I was right there with 100 to go. I flipped the switch on the home stretch and gave everything I had, and the hot pace kind of gripped my legs with 20 to go, and I couldn't quite get to that line. So I feel that I really raced for gold, and it came up short, but I'm happy with the silver, knowing that I put myself out there.
You're staying over there at 50 to go. You're thinking,
I'm the next world champion.
Kind of describe that thought, what you were thinking, and
it's funny because at 50 to go, I kind of could see my peripherals and knew that I was winning, and at the same time I could feel my legs, and each step was getting heavier and heavier, and I knew Amon is the kind of athlete that no matter how close you are to the line, he's going to be digging for it. So I did everything I could to get there ahead of him, but he's tough, and he's the world champion for a reason. He's won the last 6 finals, 6 events that he's been in. So he's a champion, and I'm proud of myself for putting myself in a place to win it. And there's no shame in losing to a guy like that.
Have you ever tightened up that much in the final 50?
No, but I've never come through in 115 either. So I'll have to go back and check my splits. I think that I could have run slightly faster if I'd run a bit more conservative. We had talked about going 50.0 and coming back at 52.5 for a new American record. I wasn't able to do that because I had to sacrifice time for position. In the last few finals, I said I'm going to ignore the other runners and just focus on running a 2-second differential, and I always found myself in traffic with 150 to go, and today I said, forget time, if it happens, but make sure you have a clear shot to the final with 100 to go, no matter what it takes. And it cost me a little bit in the last 20 meters, but I put myself in there. I have no idea what would have happened if I'd been buried in 5th with 100 to go.
This year, there's been a few changes this year as far as mentality. Even at USA, you said this might be the year I don't win, but I still get a world medal. You have some 1500 strength. You trained to training a little bit. Was there any doubt? Was there any shadow of doubt in your mind that said, man, maybe I may have changed too much?
There's always doubt, and fortunately, I have the greatest middle distance coach on planet Earth, Mark Rowland. And from day one in 2008, when we started working together, I subscribed. I said, Coach, I believe in you. Our philosophies are right on par with each other, and I said I trust you to take me where we want to go. With Mark Rowland, I have yet to fail to make a final. I've made the final in 9, made the final in 11 and 12, and now here I'm a silver medalist. And going into USA's, I begged him for speed. I said, you got to give me speed or I won't be able to make this team. He said, you'll make it. You might not win it, but you'll make it and you'll win a medal this year. And I hats off to Coach Rowland. He's a brilliant man. We sacrificed the US title, but here we are with the world silver, and it's definitely worth it.
When you look at 2013, will it be that's the year I won my medal, or will it be that's the year I almost won the gold?
No, it'll be the year. That's where I put myself in it to win a championship, and there's no shame in taking second when you do that. I did everything I could today to win, and I still feel that I've got room to improve. I'm going to focus on the 15 next year to work on my strength. My 800 will only benefit from that extra mileage, that extra strength. I've proven that I'm durable. One thing I want to point out, a lot of these guys that are training 70, 80 miles a week in high school, I ran 4 months out of the year. I played ice hockey and fly fish the rest of the time. In college, I went to a D3 university, so silver medal for a D3 guy is pretty cool. And I only ran 6 months out of the year in college. So I didn't start training year-round until I was 22, and I always say, typically an athlete will have about 10 years of really intense training. You can start that at 14 and run until you're 24, you can start that at 22 and run until you're 32. So that's my plan, is to make the 2016 team in the 8 and the 15, and I've proven that I can win a medal now. I need to do it on the Olympic stage is the next goal.
You're talking about the splits, and Dwayne was talking about it too. I don't know if the scoreboard was off, and I know you're a student of the sport, but the official split was 1:16.73 for the leader at 600.
Yeah, and I was pretty close to that, I think.
So does that change, like, replaying the race in your head?
I saw 1:15, and of course you always see the clock right before you hit the line, so 1:16 sounds about right. If I was going to attack an American record, I'd want to be 1:16 low, but I'd want to do it probably 25, 25, 26, as opposed to the 24, 25, 27 or whatever I ran it today. there's a bit of traffic, and I think that the time will come for me and Dwayne to go after a world record, but it's really hard to do it in a setting like this.
World record or American?
Sorry, American record. Thanks.
You
Oh yeah, no, I'm ready for that world record. You know, I only need about 4 more seconds. So.
Dwayne said he's probably going to call it a season. What are you going to do from here?
I'm just getting started. You know, Dwayne's raced quite a bit this year. I think I've only run, what, 7 or 800 finals at this point, maybe even less than that. You know, I like to come into these things hungry and a little bit raw, so that paid off, but I feel like I've barely raced this season, so I'm going to stick around. I'm going to run a couple of the Diamond Leagues. Deck of Nations, you know I love, and I was talking to David Monty, and hopefully get that invite to 5th Ave, because that's always a great one.
So last year you were saying at the Olympics you didn't think you could run that fast.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about, you know, getting the American record. When you talked to Coach Rowland, did you guys not talk about how fast you could run last year, or did he always say, Nick, I always knew you could do this?
We're championship racers. We don't time trial, as I'm sure you can tell after me doing this for 7 years. Time means nothing to us. We're championship runners. We try to win championships, win medals. But there comes a time where you realize, wow, like we could possibly do this, and challenge Johnny's American record, which has stood for how many years now? 20, 30 years now. But it's not the time to do it in a championship race. If it comes that way, that's great. But you know, a race like Edmonton or Monaco next year would probably be the time when we look at each other and say, let's put it out there and let's go for this.
So not this summer.
Not this summer. I silently celebrate, and I will very vocally celebrate when I get back to America. I'm not trying to get arrested here, sorry everybody. Yeah. Thanks guys. If you want to know what we're talking about, go to my blog. It is at runnersworld.com. I've been blogging with them all week, and I'll continue to blog throughout the World Championships.